Monkey, you're a sick driver. No, I didn't really say that. They said, Monkey, you had a Caterham last time, you broke it in 2 hours, so good effort. Can we give you another one? I was like, yeah, that'd be sick, man. We're not actually going to do a sort of traditional car review today. Mrs. Monkey and I, well, I'm off to have my hair cut, my barnet chopped first, and then we're going to be going to the Wings and Wheels event at Dunsfold, which is the old Top Gear track. The Caterham I'm driving today is a 420R. Last time Caterham gave me a 360R, which is 360 horsepower per tonne. Still running the 2-litre Duratec engine, but a standard Duratec. This is a 420R, which is 420 brake per tonne. Again, 2-litre Duratec, but it's got Caterham special map in it, so it's quite peppy. She's 210 horsepower, does 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, and 135 miles an hour. It's probably going to be pretty sketchy at that speed, unless you're on a track, I'm not going to lie. What's really cool about these is they're tiny. You don't really realise how low you are on the ground. What that also means is you can feel every part of the road. So if you want an immersive, immense driving feel, this is the car to drive. Obviously I drove one last time for a couple of days, and I've had this one for a day as well. And without trying to sound too OCT, these cars are probably in my top 5 of all-time cars, and that's really saying something for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mrs. Monkey's here. Mrs. Monkey, what do you think of it, Mrs. ML?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Would you buy one? If you had the money.
If I had the money, I'd definitely invest.
Come here, you. Get on my camera. Come and give me a fist bump. World's best hairdressers. Can I say that in front of George?
Yeah.
What's up, George? How you doing, man? Right, just gonna go and get my hair cut. Sick.
20 minutes later.
I've now had my bonnet chopped, looking very fresh. We're now going to show you how to get a passenger into a Caterham. Off you go, there you go, slide in. That bot dough. Nice and easy.
Simple.
These are actually the leather seats. Sometimes you can get these nice sort of carbon back bucket seats, but these are the sort of more comfortable leather seats. You in?
I'm in.
You look pretty cool in there.
Do I?
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
You look very snug.
Should I get one?
Wait, can you buy me one too? Right, anyway, we're now going to hit the road. We're going to crack on. We're running a little bit late standard for Wings and Wheels, so we'll see you guys down there very shortly. What's also cool, they've got these tiny little Momo steering wheels. Absolutely tiny. You've got super responsive steering. As soon as you touch the wheel and turn it, the car turns. So it's not like modern cars where there's a little bit of delay in the steering wheel. You can kind of do that and the car doesn't really do much. In this, you feel every single bit of steering input. So super cool. My Monkey special powers.
You alright?
What's up, Jakey?
Yeah, cool, man.
This is the man responsible for getting us a ticket today. Proper star. I don't think we're actually meant to be driving around here, but we managed to get our way in. So we're going to do a quick little drive around, show you guys all the cars. Quite a few sort of, are they Caterham'ss? I think they're Caterham'ss. They're probably Westfields. The Caterham are going to be like, that's the opposite brand. Oh look, Noble. Is that an M10 or an M12? That's a fast car. Well, this is obviously the Toyota Celica stand. Look, ST205 in old Carlos Sainz colours. ST185, oh, loving these, man. I do like my Celicas. My mum likes Celicas as well. Whoa, look at that Chinook, can you see that? Oi, I'm on time, bitch. And here we are at the event. We've got Chris, hey. Jakey, I know you. And you, well done, young lady. How was the drive?
Yeah, sick.
Right, we'll have a quick little look around the Caterham before we go and look at the show. We were just saying, we're not overly keen on these 15-inch wheels. They do look a little bit reminiscent of the TSW Venoms. Me personally, I prefer the 13s, but they're not a bad looking wheel. Yeah, we'll quickly show you guys under the hood. You'd be really surprised how sort of well built and how clean these things are. And there we have it. It's proper
Jake,
neat.
how much put your tongue on it?
It's proper neat and tidy, isn't it? It's lovely, man. So this is basically a 2-litre Ford Duratec with Caterham's own map. So it's 420 horsepower per tonne. Hand built by Mr. Alex Betts. So yeah, Alex Betts, well done, you did a solid job. If you guys look at the back, this is actually the SV chassis, so it's slightly wider than the sort of classic original Caterham, but only marginally. What do you think, lads?
I think it's quite sick, man.
Yeah, it's cool. And you're quite tall, aren't you, James?
6'4".
You're 6'4", and you fit in it. Fuck me.
Sick.
Yeah, this is testament to Caterham. Even if you're 6'4", as long as you've got the SV chassis, you can still fit in it. Suspension's really cool. I-back springs, Bilstein coilovers, braided brake lines, carbon fibre trims. Brakes aren't actually overly massive. I think it's like that looks like to me like a 4-pot caliper, but not a floating disc. It's only got a single piece disc, but obviously these cars only weigh 580 kilos, so that probably does enough to stop the car. Also spec'd with Avon ZZS's, which is like a road legal E-marked semi-slick. Yeah, Scales test.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, straight in.
Yeah, I've been working on the kit car all day for ages.
You've been cheating, man. What does it feel like compared to the other kit car you've been working
It's
on?
a lot nicer.
You think?
Yeah, it's a lot more luxury and just.
You can just tell it's sort of better built, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's nice.
Obviously, these designs have been out for 50 years now, but Caterham had a huge amount of time to engineer and perfect these cars, so the end result after all this time is something which is really impressive. We've got a nice looking ST205 Celica GT4, very lovely. Lovely looking R33 GTR in midnight purple. I think it's midnight purple 1, which is probably my favourite colour. Oh, who's this? Sick decals. Available on my Patreon. It's finished.
It's finished.
It's finally finished. Wow, Gareth's car is finally done.
This has actually been raised by 2 inches to get it in here because he's going on track.
Fuck.
But normally, this sits here.
On there, yeah.
Yeah.
Static
But
lights.
like, you would not be able to get that in.
No, it's like a fucking grass plough.
Yeah.
Got his cheeky looking NOS bottle in the back. Static lives matter. Jake's S15 also looking lovely. We did a quick little video on that yesterday. Beast. Built, not bought. You know Monkey's here when he's looking at the Escorts and not at the supercars. Nice looking gold PS as well. Getting proper rare these days. Right, fella? Nice to meet you, man. So yeah, PSs are starting to get super rare and going up massively in value. What's that something like what this worth now? About 10 grand?
Coming up 10 grand,
10
yeah.
grand, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Obviously being an S15 owner, I do like the 15s, but PS for me is a close second in the S-body range.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice looking Mustang, proper cool that. What would you rather have, old Mustang or new Mustang?
I don't want to go old, you know, it's just the classics, the original, really nice.
Old one, yeah, man. We've got a Ford Cougar, pretty rare. Is that a Ford? And what year would this be?
This is a 68.
68. So this is a 68 Mercury Cougar.
Yes.
Cool, man. Very nice car, dudes.
Cheers.
Love it. Oh, this is cool. Look, it's a car covered in like a blackboard material, so you can write on it. I'm gonna get a crayon. Got to do a Monkey London somewhere. Monkey London.
Oh, you leant against the car.
Oh no!
Oh no, so much.
Shit! Yeah, definitely don't lean on these cars. You get covered in chalk dust. Oh mate, what happened? You've had a bit of an accident there, Scales.
Might have had a bit of a lean on.
Evos. Yeah, if you guys follow my videos, you will know that Jake had a sick Tommy Mackinnon Evo 6, which I actually sold for him. How are you feeling in not having it? How's the Evo stand? Nah, he's got a sick S15 now, so he's cool. Oh, I like this, man. Red Tommy Mac. Amazing. We were just saying that red Tommy Macs now go for anywhere between 40 to 50 grand. If you've got a blue one or a white one, not as valuable as a red one. So this is an original Lotus 7. So this is what Caterham originally bought the rights off to make their cars. So this is basically how it all started with this little beast. This is a 1969, and this gentleman has had it for 44 years, which is a long time. Just slightly. Proper cool little car. It's quite mad to sort of see how they've progressed over time. We just had a chat with Phil, and he was telling me all about the Lotus 7 history. The reason they've got such bright colours, they're called high visibility colours, so the reason they're green or bright yellow was purely so people could see them on the road. If you guys remember the Caterham race series, quite often they'd have green, British Racing green Caterhams with a yellow front. The only reason they had a yellow front was so the other drivers could see them behind them. So yeah, if you're wondering why Caterhams are quite often Larry colours, it's purely a high visibility colour. It's just so you can be seen on the road. Very cool here, TVR Tuscan in the original flip paint. Really like these, man. You've got to think this is 2005. I think these came out in sort of 2003. It's very modern for the day.
There we go. So that's best guys companies now coming down as Paul mentioned. His first time on here today, Don's Volks, let's give a big round of applause.
Oh, look at those bad boys, man. That's a Lancaster and 2 Spitfires. Absolutely sick. You probably don't realise it, but I'm quite into my World War II planes. I'm a bit of a gimp. Yeah, a little interesting fact for you guys. I thought I'd tell you about the old monkey history. My grandfather, bless him, he was actually a captain in World War II for a Halifax bomber, so very similar to those Lancasters. There's only one surviving Halifax left, which they found in an ice lake. So there's only one left. Unfortunately, it doesn't fly. But yeah, my granddad was actually a captain in a Halifax bomber. He flew his 38 missions in World War II, and then he became Lord Mountbatten's personal pilot in Africa because he was such a sick pilot. And after that, he went to Carolina, South Carolina in America, to teach American pilots how to fly. And that's how he met my gran, and that's where my bit of American comes from. But yeah, little interesting fact about ML's history. Lovely looking Cigaris. These Cigaris look absolutely fantastic from the back. I love the side exit exhaust as well. Really cool car, this. It's pretty mad. Apparently this was a test mule for the Land Rover Freelander. It's actually an Austin Maestro. If I stand back a little bit, you guys can see it's literally an Austin Maestro with a van back. Pretty cool. Never seen one of these in my life. Couple of cool Land Rovers. If you've got any 4x4 fans in the house, I'll show you a couple of sick British Land Rovers. Lovely looking old Range Rover, very cool. The old Bill used to use these as well. They used to be sort of quite iconic in the late 80s and 90s. Now if you're a very bad John and you get busted, you might find yourself in the back of one of those. It's quite cool to actually see these police cars up close, see what they're all about. So yeah, this is inside an X5 police car. And if you've been a very bad boy, you'll probably end up back there. Fuck's sake, John. That was actually John's first car. That's the one he learned to drive in. As you can see, pretty worse for wear. Oh look, there's a Nissan S15. Oh no, it's not. It's a Peugeot 406 Coupe. Woohoo! It's got loads of little cars on it. Mad. Fancy a bit of hot tub, sweetheart?
I do.
Right, should we jump in? How much? How much? 6 grand! It's pretty cool, this event. It's quite sort of relaxed. It's nice for me and George just to come and have a bit of a chill bun. Now that is my kind of thing. That is cool. Quite a nice day out there, isn't it? Very sort of family orientated, old Wings and Wheels. So yeah, Wings and Wheels, if you're watching it next year, please can I have a ticket this time? I did contact them saying I'll make you a lovely video, and they told me to do one. So next year if you're watching this, please can I come and film a bit more of a cinematic video. Oh, look at that Lancaster bomber. Amazing looking machine, man. Look at that, it looks sick, doesn't it? Wow. Amazing to think really that people gave their lives and went up and effectively those tin cans, mega dangerous, not a lot of protection from flat. So yeah, this plane here is the fastest ever fighter made with a piston engine. So yeah, it's still got a piston engine. What's coming up next, George?
The Red Arrows.
Yeah, but they're not actually here, are they?
No.
They don't take off from here. They actually fly from their secret location in Gloucester. Red Arrows, here they are! Woo! Oh, that's so sick, man. Look how cool that looks, lads. Sorry if it's a bit shaky, but they are literally miles away. Woohoo! That is so clever, man. How do they stay in that diamond formation like that? Amazing. Oh, the colours, man. Big up the Red Arrows. That's our Wings and Wheels event done. We're getting a little bit cold now, and we're actually going to head off to the Chelsea cruise tonight. It's quite a famous cruise on Chelsea Bridge in central London. So George and I are now going to head back. We're going to have a cup of chai, cup of tea to warm our cockles, and we will see you guys at Chelsea Cruise a little bit later. Look at this, man.
Seriously?
This is the proper Caterham experience. Not only are we in a British sports car, we got British sheep. Nah.